Time for transmission bag K. Get a couple different parts trays out here. Now, they give us some different greases. I'm probably not going to use any of these. I've got some high performance greases I'm going to use. I'll leave that bagged up for now. Might as well start here. Oh, check it out. Aren't they nice? They give you a caged thrust bearing, which is very nice of them. I'm going to put this in my spare box for the car, so I'll have that down the road. But I'm going to use the ceramic one that I got, and I will save these bearings as well for down the road in case I need to do a rebuild at the track and have a bearing issue and I can't get a set of ceramics quick. Now, when you handle this, make sure that your hands are clean, that you don't have grease on your fingers, because you will ruin it. So be careful. back in the day, we used to polish these. We would take a very fine grain sandpaper, like 500 grit or finer, and take a flat, like a piece of glass or a chunk of metal that was really flat, like those metal blocks that you use when you're doing machine work, and basically just rub this back and forth and polish it down. Use a little bit of oil and just rub it until you don't see any shiny spots. Just, you know, massage it in circles, low pressure, and but they make these pretty good now. In fact, some companies offer them specifically. You know, they're polished completely smooth, and that gets any low spots out. It makes sure that the diff runs extra smooth. Unfortunately, I don't have the stuff to do that with at the moment, so I am just going to have to go with it as is, which is kind of a shame. But you know, also there's no way to massage these guys, so let's just go with it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 2 extras. This gave us 14 and 12 are required for the diff. So I'll put 2 back in here when I'm done. It's just kind of a technique I always used to use. I'd take a blob of the lube, pick up one of the ball bearings, set it down into the gear. One side has a rounded edge, leave that facing outward. Those are not the bushings they're talking about. So I'll finish cleaning it while I'm at it. It says 2 5/32 by 5/16 inch bushings. They should have been inside one of these bags. Oh, bushings, duh, these things. Should just be able to use bearings. Hopefully one bearing will do. Wrong size. Unless it presses in. Yes, it does. Excellent. There we go. And the second one goes in here. I could probably use black grease on here, but because these bearings are so small, I'm going to go ahead and use diff grease. It's a little more of a delicate mix of grease. a nice diff action. Now, there's a diff break-in process. I'll cover that in detail later. You can't do it until the car is built. Hey, baby.
I think you need to get another one of those air cleaners that's upstairs.
You mean the filter or a whole new filter? Oh, you mean a whole air cleaner?
Yes. It's
okay.
Very toxic down here, baby.
Oh, it's just a little paint fume, honey.
Yeah, you're...
Okay, I am recording, honey.
Oh, here. We said we want to say goodnight.
So I'm going to take those last two bearings there and put them in the Ziploc package they came in, which is nice. They provide that Ziploc instead of just a bag that you have to cut open. And I'll put that in with the spare parts. I highly recommend parts boxes for your cars. Now, these two pieces right here, those are spacers for the dog bones. The dog bones are the rear axles. We don't have traditional, or these are traditional, we don't have current day axles that have U-joints or CV joints, unfortunately. But that's okay. It is what it is. So, but you can still, you know, get to the adjuster screw. Make sure that when you, they don't mention a lot of stuff in here for us as far as like assembling the diff, breaking the diff in. Make sure that you identify, because it's hard to tell once you've assembled it, the side of the differential with the adjuster screw. And that side needs to go on the left-hand side. There's your screw. You can reach right in through these pieces and get to it. And you want that to go on the right-hand side of the car. And what you can do is you can take off one of the ball stud or disconnect it, the linkage, and let the wheel flop over out of the way, pull the axle out of the way, stick your wrench in and make adjustments, and then put it back together. That's how you adjust your differential once the car is assembled. So I'm just going to clean off any excess diff grease here. And it's time to put our transmission together. Now, lubing the gears. I love this. ProTech makes some fantastic products. This premium white gear grease, they claim it makes your transmissions and such run more quietly. A lot of people will put on a ton of grease, like people who are new to the hobby. It takes very little. A couple of little blobs. That's all you need. That's almost more than enough. That is going to spread to all three gears. I'll show you how, see how as I roll this, it makes its way over all the gears, all the surfaces, every bit of the large gear is now covered. That's all the lubricating that this transmission needs. It's done. It's more than plenty. Now, important note, when you assemble transmissions, do not over tighten. You can literally set up too much pressure and warp the transmission, crush the transmission, and everything will get bound up and it won't run smoothly. You should be able to almost flick it and have it spin several rotations. So let's continue. Okay, so we need our felt spacer. Just tore the edge off that. I don't even know why they have this thing. I suppose it's to keep mud from caking in there, but considering the kind of tracks that we run on these days, this is not very useful. Let's see, where is the aluminum plate? Do they have it in another bag, or am I just like looking at it and not seeing it? Oh, it's right here. It's black. It's hiding in plain sight. For some reason, I was looking for gold anodized. Okay. So wait a second. I am putting my diff facing the wrong way because I'm looking at the transmission wrong. Okay. Rear engine, so the diff faces this way. Okay, the motor's going to be coming through there, so... Okay, so this anchor's like this. Like that. So I'm just going to back them out just a little bit, get a little bit of Loctite on the threads there, and then get it through. Now I haven't tightened them fully. I still have one screw left to go. Now remember, like I said, don't tighten these too much. Snug them down, let the Loctite do its job. Spin the transmission, make sure everything's rotating properly. Great, nice and smooth. Six, 67? No, 87 tooth. And these are 48 pitch, excuse me. So make sure when you're shopping for pinion gears that you shop for 48 pitch pinions. Guess I should have put this little pin in there sooner. Good thing that I have a needle nose pliers handy. Damn it. You know what? I'm just going to take the plate off. It is not worth hassling with that, trying to get it in with that piece of felt in place. Watch it. Those little suckers like to fly. They don't like going in either. Wow, how do they expect you to get that in? Wow, getting that pin in was a real pain. Little tools like this small vise can really come in handy. guess they don't give us one for that. It must be for something else. Those are the wrong size. It's got to be these little button ones, but there's only one of them. That's messed up. Could I have dropped one? Well, they've got the same size in this bag, so I'm just going to borrow one. And those aren't critical. I can use slightly longer ones for there. These I cannot skimp on. I was using a slightly longer button screw, and it was pushing the the slipper plates apart, which is really bad. Not only would the slipper not work, but the screw heads would tear up the surface, and the gear was oscillating, so it wouldn't be running correctly. See, that's your way your transmission should work. Even with bushings lubricated, you should be able to get a couple of turns out of it. With bearings, if it doesn't spin like that, you've done something wrong. You've tightened it too much. You've put in too much grease. You've assembled it incorrectly. Something's amiss. Take it apart, fiddle with it. Figure out what you've done wrong. Do not try to put a motor on it and make it work. It will not run in if it doesn't spin like this. All you're going to do is wear stuff out.